travel we need on our path.
Where are
We're
we?
at the historic, oh, that's no, we're at the Jack Daniels Distillery in Lynchburg, Tennessee.
Excellent. What's the date today?
The 30th of December, 2006.
So it's pretty soon. It's going to be 2007.
Pretty soon. Then we're all going to have to go on a diet.
This is the visitor center.
That's it. So it was brought up. The first one don't shut them on. Then you shut them off.
Interesting story, huh?
Well, he remained a bachelor his entire life.
Smart man. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Well, the night before Christmas.
We spread all over that wood. Burns down pretty good, but still not fine enough for us. Y'all like to come with me, please? We take it over to this building where we grind it up even finer than what the fire does.
Here, Beverly.
We get free whiskey the first Friday of every month. We call it Good Friday. Y'all got one Good Friday? We got 12. That's the main reason you got to send 2 people to get that whiskey. If you send one person down there to get 140 proof whiskey, you'll never see them no more. They gotta take one little swig of 140 proof whiskey, it'll put you like that. Y'all like to come with me, please?
Yeah, they're not even open.
There it is, the REO Speedwagon.
It says limestone water, iron free. They 60 days. That water is fresh as the rain water. You can drink it like that. You see that water is so it's this spring water? That's the real thing. There's no chemical nothing. We got a little damn bookstore over there.
I want to be Jack's bell. Here.
Angels with gray hair. You won't never see him showing his gray. Guy sitting behind him, that frown on his face, that's his favorite nephew. Jack never had any children, so he took his favorite nephew in, Mr. Lynn Motlow, taught him how to make whiskey. Eventually just gave him the distillery. They said that's where that picture was taken when he told him he could have the still. He wasn't smiling in that, he was frowning in that, he had to work for a living. Now Mr. Motlow owned it till he passed away. He gave it to his...
All right, famous gift. These are the master, that's the current.
Y'all notice these is where we store all of our grain. Now we use 80% corn in our recipe. All of our corn comes from Illinois and Indiana. 12% barley malt comes from Minnesota. 8% rye comes from Wisconsin. Now what you seen in those jars in the office, that's all we use in our You notice these stills are made out of copper inside out. We've got 5 stills. Here's 3 of the smaller stills here. There's another small one back over in that far corner. Of course, that number 5 still is our biggest computerized. They don't even come out of that room to run that still. Now, each one of these small stills will put out 10 gallons of whiskey per minute. That big still, the number 5, will put out 20 gallons. We never run all these stills because we don't need that much whiskey. If we crank all these stills up to full capacity, each one of those small stills will put out 25,000 gallons of whiskey in one day. The big one will put out 50,000 gallons. We don't need that much. Last year, we bottled 10.5 million cases of whiskey. We sold 8.5 million. We are the number 1 selling whiskey in the world. These stills are 40 feet tall. There ain't no wood anywhere in the world you can hide these stills. Nowhere. Now the mash is on the back. We're going to go back there in a few minutes. Try to keep it about 76 degrees. As it comes down through that still, we pump 212 degrees steam into the bottom. Yeah.
Stick your finger in it.
We could get mashed in another part of
Cream corn.
Yeah. Bubbly.
It takes 4 to 6 days to get to the bottom of that vat. Now that charcoal will stand there at least 6 months. When we get ready to take it out, we catch the last whiskey that goes through it. We put that in our vats downstairs called tails. You'll see them. Anywhere in the world, right to your dealer, no matter where you live. Y'all want to come with me, please? That's where they live. That's the nurse's station. Y'all want to come with me, please? We get our barrels from Bluegrass Cooperage in Louisville, Kentucky. We only use them one time. We sell them to other countries. They put wine in our barrels. I know one country puts its own brand of whiskey in their barrels. I'd say it'd be in the billions. This is Brown Foreman's moneymaker. This is the hardest job we've got. These barrels weigh over 500 pounds full of whiskey. When they bring it in here, they've got to make sure when they set it right here, when it gets to the other end of that line, that bun has to be somewhere on top. It ends up.
Beverly.
Here we are next to the Gentleman Jack display stand.
Single barrel.
And the single barrel. With Ray, you got a little bit of video on.
And Jack Daniel race car.
Really? That's all right.
Gatorade.
That's all